So, if you're teaching English online, you've probably figured out that the biggest challenge isn't really the tech, it's the actual person on the other side of that screen. I mean, how in the world are you supposed to captivate a first grader, a high schooler, and a CEO with the exact same subject? Well, that's the puzzle we're going to solve today.
Oh, it's such a tempting thought, isn't it? You know your stuff, you've got an internet connection. What more could you possibly need? Well, as it turns out, a whole lot more. The idea that you can just switch on the camera and teach is probably one of the biggest myths in the entire TEFL world.
And this right here is the absolute heart of the matter. You know the techniques that'll make a little kid giggle and light up with excitement? They're the exact same things that will make a teenager roll their eyes into the back of their head and an adult start sneakily checking their email. A one-size-fits-all approach, it's not just kind of ineffective, it's pretty much a guaranteed way to lose your audience. Okay, so let's start with our first and, let's be honest, most energetic group, the little ones. For these young learners, you've got to understand that the online classroom isn't a classroom. Not at all. You have to treat it like it's a stage, or a playground, or this incredible world of make-believe. You see, with kids, the challenge and the motivation are basically two sides of the same coin. Yeah, we all know their attention span is famously short, but their capacity for fun and silliness, it's infinite. So the secret isn't to try and fight their short attention spans, it's to harness their deep, built-in need for play. So, how do we actually do that? Let's get practical. First up, use movement. There's a fancy name for it, total physical response, or TPR, but all it really means is you create a physical link to the language. When you teach the word jump, and you get them to jump with you. It really helps anchor the word in their brain. Second, you've got to gamify everything. Turn a boring vocab quiz into a thrilling race with points and crazy sound effects. And third, bring things from the real world onto the screen. I'm telling you, a goofy puppet or even just a brightly colored ball can break through that digital wall and create a moment of pure, genuine connection.
All right, let's totally shift gears now to what a lot of teachers think is the toughest audience out there, teenagers. But you know what? They don't have to be. The secret with teens isn't about puppets and games. It's all about building a really solid bridge from whatever you're teaching directly into their world.
So the challenge, of course, is that infamous teenage apathy, right? And it's fueled by a whole universe of digital distractions that are always just one click away. But their motivation is just as powerful. They have this intense, driving need for things to be relevant and for social connection. Deep down, they're always asking, okay, but why does this matter to me, right now, in my life? So your playbook has to be completely different. First, you have to tap into their culture. Use the lyrics from a song that's trending right now to explain metaphors, or debate the ending of a hit show to practice grammar. It shows you're actually paying attention to their world. Second, get them talking to each other, not just to you. Breakout rooms are absolutely perfect for this. And third, you have to speak their digital language. Use online polls, get them to create a meme that summarizes a story, or have them make a short video as a project. You have to integrate their tech, not just lecture at them. And that brings us to our final group, adult learners. Now these students, they walk into your virtual classroom with a completely different set of needs and a whole lot of pressures. For them, the key isn't play or pop culture, it's all about pure, practical purpose. Think about it. Adults are juggling a million things at once. They're trying to squeeze your lesson in between work deadlines and family stuff. That's their biggest challenge, time. They also carry this fear of failure, of looking silly, the kids just don't have. But their motivation? It's like a laser beam. They have a specific, real-world goal. They need English for that promotion, to get ready for a trip, or to totally nail a career-defining presentation. To succeed with adults, you have to be just ruthlessly practical. First, ground everything in real-world scenarios. Forget about made-up stories. Role-play a tough conversation they might actually have with a client. Second, focus on how they can use it right away. Don't just teach a new phrase, show them exactly how to use it in that important email they need to send this afternoon. And finally, and this one is so important, respect their life experience. These folks aren't empty cups waiting to be filled. They're professionals, parents, experts in their own fields. You've got to leverage that knowledge. Okay, so we've just looked at three totally different learners: the playful child, the social teen, and the goal-driven adult. I mean, they seem like they're from different planets, right? So what's the one golden thread? The one idea that connects the strategy for all of them? Well, this brings us right to the core philosophy of what makes teaching truly great, whether it's online or face-to-face. It's this unifying principle that takes a good teacher and makes them an unforgettable one. It's the art of real, genuine engagement. Now, the official term for this is student-centered engagement.
I know, it sounds a little academic, but the idea behind it is actually beautiful and simple. You start with the student, not with the textbook. You figure out what they need, you understand what actually drives them, and then you build the lesson around them. You don't ask the student to bend to fit your lesson, you bend your lesson to fit the student. You always go to them.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? You could have the most perfectly structured, technically brilliant lesson plan ever created, but if it doesn't actually connect with the real, live human being you're trying to teach, it's basically worthless. The learner isn't just a part of the process, they are the process. They are the start, the middle, and the end of everything.
So, here's the bottom line. Being a master teacher isn't about having one perfect method. It's about having a whole toolbox full of different strategies, and knowing exactly which tool to pull out for which student at just the right moment. It's about being a flexible, empathetic teacher who puts the student's world at the very heart of every single lesson.
So as we wrap this up, I want you to really think about your own students for a second. That 7-year-old, that 17-year-old, that 47-year-old. What is the one small shift, the one little thing you can change in your very next class to try and see the lesson through their eyes? Because that, right there, that's where the magic and the real learning truly begin.